Hi, my name is Tamara, and you are watching Things Even a Monkey Should Know. Thanks so much for watching again today. As you know, if you've watched some of my other videos, I'm not a professional at this do-it-yourself stuff. I'm just a girl who's figured out that there are a lot of things around the house and out in the yard and on my cars that I can do myself instead of paying someone else a bundle of money to do it. So today is, I think, the last of the pressure washing stuff that I'm going to do. And what I'm doing today actually is just showing you a few of the different things that you can use a pressure washer for that extend beyond the realm of just cleaning off your decks or cleaning your house. They're actually very handy for lots of other things. So I just have a few things I'm going to share with you. One of them is stripping the paint, or at least most of the paint, off of this chair that I'm sitting in, because I would like to repaint it and I do not want to sand all of it. So that's just one of the fun things that I'm going to do. So let's go ahead and get started. So of course, as always, I'm going to go over a few things that we're going to need. Safety first, as always. So of course, you'll need something with which to shield your eyes and or face. You can choose between a face shield or goggles. I actually tend to like the goggles because my face shield gets splattered up too quickly and it's much harder to clean. With the goggles, you can just use your rag that you've kept handy and wipe away the grime really easily. You will need to have something for your feet. I often use boots, rubber rain boots. Today I'm probably just going to stay in my tennis shoes because I'm not intending to really be getting into the water today, as often seems to happen. But if you are going to be getting in there, I can't say it enough, don't do this without shoes, because this is a pressure washer. It's essentially a knife made of water, so it can easily slice your toes off, or at the very least mangle them and send you on a very nasty trip to the emergency room. So please don't do that. The next thing you're going to need, of course, is going to be the pressure washer itself. You'll need to know just a little bit about it. I'll tell you that in a second. The other thing is to have extra gasoline, because it is really irritating to stop in the middle of a project because you don't have enough gas for your pressure washer. It has 5 different colored nozzles across the top, and these all relate to how hard it sprays. These are the things I'm referring to. And this should be fairly universal across all of the different types of pressure washers. But basically it goes from a really hard stream to a softer stream. And whenever I say softer, this doesn't mean you can put your kids in the sprinkler and have, and treat this like a sprinkler. It is still a very hard spray of water. But what it means is this will dig a hole in a piece of wood and break your windows and take the paint off your house, whereas this is just going to gently scrub off the lichen and moss and things. And actually, often for a lot of the things that I use, I actually use the green one, which is just next to the very lightest touch of one. So this is really a good one. It's the one that I use for spraying off, or for cleaning off my decks, my wooden decks. And I used both of these in the last video that I released for doing the house. This one I have not ever used. The only reason that I use it is what I'm going to do today to show you just how destructive it can be. I'm sure that there is a use for it, trying to clean something from extremely far away, for example. One thing I forgot to mention a minute ago, since this is a power sprayer that uses water, obviously you will need a water hose, and just an ordinary garden hose connected to a faucet on your house is fine. And another thing is that, and this is going to be universal across all power sprayers, I believe. This is the actual spraying portion. It has a quick connect. They're all going to be a little bit different. But before you turn on or start the engine on your sprayer, you do need to have the water going ahead and flowing through the pump, because that helps to keep the pump cool. And if you do not have water going through there, then it's liable to overheat if you go ahead and start at the engine without that. So we're going to go ahead and turn on the water. And you do not have to turn on the water so very hard. I only turn mine on halfway, because this is what makes you have that really nice hard spray of water that makes things clean. But I am going to go ahead, just squeeze the trigger on this gun a little bit. Make sure to get any make sure to get any air like that out of the line, just because you don't want your power sprayer to be spitting at you while you're trying to use it. I think that's pretty good. So just for fun, I'm going to show you what happens, or what can quickly happen whenever you use this red tip, and this can actually happen with any of the tips. It just takes a lot longer for the others. So I'm going to go ahead and start this up. So I just did about 3 or 4 seconds worth of spraying, and you can see the hole that I was starting to dig in the wood here, which is pretty incredible. So that was with the red tip. Again, the others can do that too, it just takes a lot longer. So just to give you an idea, imagine if that was your foot. So please, please be careful and don't do that. So my idea number 1 for a power sprayer is stripping old paint off of something. It's a great way to do that, and for this I'm actually going to use the yellow tip, which is next to the red one. I need it to be fairly strong to get the paint off, but I don't want to dig a hole in the wood, so I'm also going to just keep moving this in a pretty quick and regular motion. So as you guys can see, not all the paint came off, but I got a really good start with it, and it's not going to be hard to sand off the rest of it at all now that most of it's gone. And one other thing, if you were to do something like this, something I should have thought of, you'd probably want to put this on a tarp, because now I've got little paint chips scattered all around my yard, which I'm probably going to be seeing for months now. So another really awesome use of the power sprayer, which I'm going to use the green tip for this so as not to tear these up, is to clean off your outdoor mats really well, because you know how nasty they get. So yeah, let's just get to that. So I don't know how well you can see the difference, but for me, this is like a brand new rug. I've gone from thinking that I needed to buy all new outdoor mats and rugs to having basically brand new ones. So this is pretty awesome. So if you live on or near a body of water, or even if you don't, if you just have stuff that goes in the water, there's a good chance that after sitting over the winter, it's probably going to look pretty nasty. This is yet another good opportunity to use your power sprayer. Wow, again, looks completely brand new. I am not afraid of using these now because it doesn't look like the thing from the swamp is going to come get me anymore. So like I said, I hope that I gave you a few ideas. Just a couple of things again to remember is just to keep anything living out of the way. Remember to use your goggles. I forgot a couple of times. I'm sure you guys saw that. Sorry. Of course, I remembered once I got things in my eyes. And something I didn't mention in the beginning was that I actually borrowed my power sprayer from a friend. You can also rent them for about $30 to $40 a day, and it's well worth it. It'll be a long day of spraying, but everything will be so clean, unbelievably clean whenever you're done. You'll not regret it, I promise. So thank you very much for joining me today and watching me do silly things with a power sprayer. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. Thanks very, very much to everybody who already has, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.